Now, for people who live by politics and die for it, there should be no finesse in the language of campaigns. In spite of the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 that prescribes punishment for campaign of calumny, many parties and candidates are still indulging in it. Yet the electoral umpire, INEC, is yet to apply the big stick. 3 political parties, the APC, the PDP, and Labour Party, are locked in claims and counterclaims over non-adherence to issue-based campaigns. Question, Emeka, will INEC back and bite for once?
Well, I think that should actually be the function of the Electoral Offences Commission, which is still mired in politics of legislation. When that commission is set up, duly set up, it should be in a position to deal with many infractions. But also,
are you saying the infractions are going ahead because it is
not partly because of that. Partly because of that, because you must have the legal teeth to bite. Then you also need advocacy. The National Orientation Agency, for practical purposes, is not there. It's dead. So you need to clearly teach the people, teach politicians, teach the parties, because Nigeria is in a mess. A lot of things are not in place. So it's better we deal with. We've talked about the issue of insecurity. How will the candidates deal with the issue of insecurity? I think that's more important than whether the candidate is light complexioned or dark, or is putting on dark shoes or shoes of another hue. We have enough issues to deal with. Issues of, some of these issues that have occupied us are not necessary. They're just a distraction, because where is the fuel? You can't even get fuel to buy. A bag of rice, we know how much it is right now. Some states are not paying minimum wage. I'm talking of the old minimum wage of 18,000. People are suffering. So if we can keep dancing around inconsequential issues. The hunger will only continue to bite harder, and it will not do any of us any good.
Well, Gidi, I'm sure you can recall with, they say memory is very unkind to an old man. There was a time in this country when the soapbox was colorful. We had politicians. You wanted to hear politicians, yes, but not anymore.
Yes.
The Mbadiways, the Zigs.
Yes, Mbadiwe.
The political juggernauts.
So many of them. The Bola Ige.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever Bola Ige said, we held on to it.
Yes.
Yes. It was Bola Ige that came up with what we refer to today as 5 fingers of a leprous hand.
Leprous hand, yeah.
He used it to describe Abacha's 5 political parties.
Yeah.
For the 5 fingers of a leprous hand. Then the issue of the popular saying, settlement syndrome.
Settlements, yeah.
It was also Bola Ige that came up with it. So we had so many of them at that time. People that you like reading them, people that you like listening to them.
You remember in Mbadiwe, when the comes to become.
To become, yes. I remember the MPN during their campaigns. One of them at that time, I've forgotten his name. He said, "We have come today to acknowledge competence." The sheer arrogance, that was an orator standing on the soapbox. Even before speaking, you see him oozing arrogance because they were the ruling party.
Yeah.
He wanted that to sink.
Yeah.
So that glamour, who is the politician today that you just enjoy watching him speak? Even the tribe of orators is dying.
Yes.
It's dying. There are very few people. The Nigerian politician is busy himself simply abusing people.
That's it.
I mean, it's a very responsible thing to do. You go to a TV station and the anchor will be battling to keep you to behave yourself. Because, look,
Yet you keep flying off the
it
handle.
will be, the anchor will be battling to stop you from demonstrating tendencies that clearly show that your training, was not good enough. Because if an adult behaves like a child, it means that something was wrong with the way he was brought up. Maybe he had great parents, disciplinarians, but he just chose not to listen. I wonder how these politicians want children to view them. Because they are setting the wrong example. Some of the things that we are hearing on TV, it makes no sense. And all the parties are guilty. It's just on a few occasions that you hear a politician say, no, let's not go into that. Let's focus on what
we are here to do.
On what my candidate can do.
Yeah.
There was a spokesperson who went on air the other day, and I had to call him to say, this is the way to play this game. You redirected the conversation to what your candidate has got to offer, not to be abusing people. Even as early as yesterday, somebody was talking about Oshomole's genitalia. Should that be what we'll be talking about? That, even prostitutes in Benin, they are familiar with him. All sort of nasty things that you don't expect to hear on TV. There was another one, again, that went, if you see some of the things that he was saying. And I'm like, what's going on? This particular election, the electoral season, in terms of what we've been hearing on social media, in terms of what politicians have been going to TV stations to say. Frankly, in my adult life, I've never seen anything like this. And there has to be a way to keep these irresponsible politicians in check. People can't just simply go to TV stations and say what they like. Fake news, all kinds of things. Things that you cannot prove. You go on air to say it because you know that, so many people are listening. So you want to quickly lie because you know that many people are listening to you. And I think it should get to a point when, some time ago, NBC walked into a TV station to walk out a politician who was saying absolute rubbish on air.
That's it.
Yes, and it's not long ago. I think maybe pre-2015 or something. He walked into the studio and bounced that errant politician. It should happen. If things continue like this, I expect Ilela, who heads NBC, and his men, his enforcement people, to take that kind of decision now. If you can see, if you are watching a program, because they have monitors, they are watching everything that we are doing, everything we are saying. If you are watching an irresponsible politician say all kinds of nasty things, and you know that people are listening, things that can set our country ablaze, you have the power to walk into that TV station and walk out that politician with the aberrant behavior. It has to happen.
Emeka, with copious apologies to Professor Chinua Achebe, bless his soul, there was a country in this country. There was a time people look forward to the soapbox.
But we don't belong to the jungle. We must still build a country. Let me just quickly commend the president of Nigerian Guild of Editors, Mustafa Issa. At a recent event, he told journalists, he told the media, you are not under any obligation to report incendiary comments by politicians or their spokespersons. He said it. Mustafa Issa is on record. So even the media has a role to play. When a politician says certain things, you don't have to help, to amplify it. Because, you have the greater power. The politician just talks and goes away. But you push it out on social media, it's on the internet, and then people continue to share these things, and it's not helping. Politicians can get...
Our colleagues must help.
Politicians can get carried away.
But if as an anchor, as an anchor, somebody can just... You are not expecting it. You are interviewing a man, you are interviewing a politician that you thought was responsible.
And he flies off.
And then he says something. It's like the word of mouth is like an arrow's bow.
Yeah.
Once it goes out,
You don't
you
control
can't
it.
bring it back. And he says that, and you are there nonplussed. You know, angry with yourself that how can I be a party to this sort of thing?
By training, you are supposed to whip him into line.
Yes, but you see, you don't even want to hear that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can really be embarrassed. There was a situation too that warranted going on a break. And then the man was told, look, if you continue like this, we'll walk you out.
That's it.
I mean, these are TV stations, if they too are not part of this whole nonsense, should be able to tell a guest that, look, if this continues, we end this.
Let's end on this note. The offenders risk 6 months in jail. Aren't you waiting to see the
Well,
first?
it's an option of fine. The fine is something, it's
It's
chicken
just like
to them.
it's just like spraying naira notes.
Yes, now.
With an option of 50,000 naira.
It's an
fine.
option of fine. If you remove that option of fine, then
People will
they
sit
will
up.
sit up. But with an option of fine, that is not a lot of money to them.
They'll load their
When somebody
pockets
once
and-
said that people should come and take 1 million naira to buy Mr. Biggs. Is a politician saying that publicly? Is 1 million, all of 1 million, is that what you use to buy Mr. Biggs?
Or that what money cannot
And
do.
you know the person that I'm talking about.
I don't know. Oga, I don't know Buko.
I know the person he's talking about.
Oh,
Because it's not
a
far,
good
it's not
thing- a
far
good
away
thing
from
know.
you.
It's not. Yeah, that is correct.